96.9, Boston Talks. Welcome to Radio Row. GOP convention right here in Tampa. We're lucky to have former Minnesota Governor Tim Pawlenty, former Republican presidential candidate, joining us right here. Governor, when you withdrew from the race in August of 2011, in September 2nd, 2011, you said, I'm behind Mitt Romney. Everybody else was out there fighting along. You jumped right behind Mitt Romney. Why did you jump behind him rather than some of the other candidates?
Hank, it was a very easy decision for this reason. Mitt Romney clearly, obviously, was the most capable, most knowledgeable, and most electable candidate in the field, and the rest of the process, and I think the general election results will prove that out.
Why was it Mitt Romney? Was it his business background? What was it? Was it his demeanor, the confidence that he shows? What was the one thing that you thought made him the candidate to represent the Republican Party?
Well, there's a number of things I liked about Mitt Romney. One is he didn't spend his whole life in Washington, D.C. or in elective politics. He's actually been in the private sector, has real-world experience. Two, he's a winner. You look at his track record on almost everything he does, whether it's governor of Massachusetts or the Olympics or his business, it's a record of being a winner, and we need that as a country. We need that in the Oval Office. Three, he's a thoroughly decent and remarkable man. And once you get to know him, he's a kind, generous, gracious, smart, obviously capable person. And so he's got all the tools in the toolbox, both in terms of his professional capacity as well as his personal groundedness. And don't underestimate that last point, because if you're in the Oval Office all day, every day, and you've got microphones stuck in your face, you got to have both your heart and your head and your mouth all connected. And that's not always true with certain politicians.
I know that a lot of Republicans that have been out on Radio Row this week have talked about wait until people get to know Mitt Romney. Tonight's a big night for Governor Romney. They do know Barack Obama. Last night in your speech on the floor, you said the stimulus plan, Obamacare, taxes, Joe Biden. What have Obama's accomplishments been? But with 8.2% unemployment, 42 consecutive months above 8% unemployment, we're still in a war. Why is this a close race with a guy who's not only a successful businessman, but has a conservative running mate now?
Well, you have a situation where beating any incumbent president is no small task. History shows that it's a very, very difficult hill to climb, but Mitt Romney's doing it. You look at the national polls, the credible ones, Gallup, Rasmussen, and a few others. Mitt Romney's actually slightly ahead in those national polls. And in the swing states, if you consider the margin of error and the undecideds, he's at worst tied and maybe even ahead in some of them. So he's in a position to win this race, and to be in this good of a position before Labor Day against an incumbent president is actually a pretty good position to be in.
What are you expecting to come out? Are we going to see a casual Mitt Romney? He's a very strong family man. He's a gentleman. What should the American public expect tonight when they see him accept the nomination?
I think you'll see two things. Obviously, in the hall and amongst the Republican base, you want to see the signal that, look, this is about making sure we get this country restored in a common sense, conservative direction. But you also want to send the message to those independents who are, people who are mostly interested in bread and butter, meat and potato issues of the economy and jobs. They like a Barack Obama personally, but they realize he's kind of failed as a president, and they're looking to see, can I buy into the person and the vision of Mitt Romney? And I think when he further introduces himself tonight and beyond, the answer to that's going to be yes. Of course I can. He's a great man.
Minnesota Governor Tim Pawlenty, thank you for your time. We appreciate you stopping by 96.9 Boston Talks here on Radio Row.
Thanks, Hank. Appreciate it.
Thank you for your time.
Okay, bye-bye.